What's up, guys? Nightflux here, and today I'm coming to you with a Murakumo deck profile. Remember that contest I had between Nectar and Murakumo a while back? Well, I finally got around to making the deck. Deck's been made for a while, I just haven't done the profile. That's my bad. So let's get right into the profile. This is a really, really fun deck to play. Even though it is rainbow triggers, as of right now, it is still a super fun deck to play. Let's start with the starter. This is probably one of the best starters out so far, besides Wingo Brave. How I feel about MLB. Same effect as usual starters. You ride a Murakumo on top of him, and you get to pull him back. What's interesting is his superior call effect. Basically, you put him at the bottom of the deck, and you can superior call any Vanguard from your hand. Now, I'm going to show you how to make this effective. Not Vanguard, sorry. Any other card from hand, regardless of grade. So I'm going to show you how to make this effective in a second. Let's go over the rest of the deck profile. So I'm going to put him aside. Stealth Beast Evil Ferret starter. Like I said, rainbow trigger lineup. So we're looking at 4 crits. There, 4 stands, 4 draws, and 4 heals. So, I mean, the Rainbow Triggers works pretty good with this deck. I mean, it'll be better when 8 crits comes out, but the stands end up working well. I usually just replace with this deck probably stands for the crits. But yeah, it works. The Rainbow Triggers work well. 4 perfect shields. I'd say it's definitely necessary to run 4 in this deck. If you're trying to do a budget deck, you could get away with running less because we are running Mandalore in this deck. But this isn't a budget deck. This is a full Murakumo deck. To the other grade ones, we're running 4 8Ks. This is Stealth Rogue of Silence. I can't say the last part of his name. 4 of those, 8K boosters, critical, good to ride at the beginning. We are running 2 Stealth Beast Leaf Raccoons. Now, this is basically a 10K booster when you have more cards in your hand than your opponent. With Murakumo, this happens sometimes. I say it happens probably 50% of the time. So you have a 50-50 chance of getting a 10K booster. But it's not a bad grade 1. It's not a bad booster. It's still a 6A, but it still works pretty good. Next is to my favorite grade 1. We do run 4 copies of Stealth Beast Million Rat. What I like about Million Rat is that this card has the ability to swarm the field. If you say you take a critical and take heavy damage at the beginning of the game, his ability can let you come back. Basically, when you call a Million Rat, counterblast 1, call another Million Rat out on the field. When this one calls out, same thing. So you can pretty much swarm the field with Million Rats, or if you have no boosters, you can swarm the field with boosters. At the end of your turn, the ones you call get shuffled back to the deck. So the initial one will stay, the rest will get called and shuffled back into the deck, and they get recycled. So that's why I do. Million Rat is a very good card. I recommend using it. Excuse me. On to grade 2s. Bloody Mist for Bloody Mist, 10K beaters. Necessary. Grade 2s. This is my personal preference for grade 2s of the deck. It's probably different from what other people would think, but this is what I like. We do run 2 Stealth Beast White Mains. Basically, when his attack hits a Vanguard, you unflip a damage. Not bad to ride if you ride the Vanguard. Ride him as your Vanguard. You can unflip damage, and it's always good to unflip damage to use Million Rats effect because you have to counterblast 1 for that. Or Ferret's effect. Actually not sorry. Ferret's effect's not a counterblast. Ignore what I just said. Sorry about that. Next, I do run 2 Stealth Dragon Cursed Breath. I really like this card. Some people don't like this card. Basically, when this card hits a Vanguard, you have the ability to search the top 5 cards for a Mandalore. A good way to use this in the beginning of the game, what I like to do is I like to I ride, and I like to pull my Stealth Beast Evil Ferret back. What I do is I'll use his effect, call out a Stealth Fiend Cursed Breath, say if I'm grade stuck. I'll call out the Cursed Breath, attack, usually it'll let the attack go through. If they don't, then you don't get it. And this gets returned to hand anyway at the end of the turn because of Ferret's effect. And you can rewrite on top of it to get the search anyway. But basically lets you get extra chance to get your Mandalores to hand, which are very critical. He's probably the only grade 3 you want to have multiple copies of him in your hand because of his effect. I'll go into a little bit more detail later. We do run 2 copies of Stealth Fiend Midnight Crow. Midnight Crow is basically very similar to Million Rat. Counterblast 1, call another one from the deck, reshuffle at the end of the turn. If you wanted to, you could take maybe 2 of these out and put in 2 more Stealth Dragon Cursed Breath if you wanted to, or if you wanted more Field Swarm, you could do this as well. I prefer the Field Swarm cards instead. This is actually 3, sorry, not 2. But yeah, you could replace these with Cursed Breath if you wanted to. We do run a lot of Field Swarm in this deck. It seems to work. Next we go to grade 3s. The main grade 3 we're running is the 4 Mandalores. If you don't know his effect, basically, if you have a non-Murakumo Vanguard or Rearguard, this unit gets minus 2,000. So there, I hear people running mixed decks. If you want to run with Nubatoma, don't run Mandalord. He's only a 9K if you do. His main effect that makes him really, really amazing, Counterblast 1. Discard a Mandalord. If he's your Vanguard, discard 1 from hand. If you have an extra one, that's a 10K shield. A grade 3 10K shield you have extra. I've won a lot of games where people just forget that he has this effect. Like you'll have, oh, you have a grade 3 and a 10K in hand. Okay, Counterblast 1, 10K shield. I still have another 10K in my hand. I go off next turn and win the game. Mandalord's really, really amazing. I really enjoy playing this Mandalore deck. Murakumo is only going to get better when set 9 comes out. We get an extra critical, and you get even more cards. Rest of the grade 3 lineup, we do run 3 Stealth Dragon Voidgellas. Voidgella has the same effect as Stealthy Midnight Crow and Stealth Beast Million Rat. Basically, it's a swarm. Another good combo for Stealth Ferret is to call out your Ferret and call out a Voidgella, and if you have an extra combo, use it, counterblast damage, call out another Voidgella, get off some major attacks at the beginning of the game. Murakumo is really good at rushing to get extra damage to your opponent. That's why they have like a rush toolbox that's why I run the Voidgellas. I'm keeping the Midnight Crows for now and the Million Rats. So it's really works really well like that. And my last grade 3 I do on 1 Stealth Fiend Kumar Lord. I run one of him because I'd rather, if I don't get the Mandalord, I'm running a 5th 10K grade 3. He has a good Mega Blast, but you'll never use it because you're counterblasting for everything else. You don't want to ride Voidgella. You never really want to ride a 9K unless you absolutely have to ride him. And if you get another one, ride right over top of him next turn. It's just bad having a grade 3 that's 9K. But if you do want the twin drive as well, so but yeah, probably say the best way. This is a good combo for Stealth Ferret. Let's try this really quick. Let me grab these and these Cursed Breaths. We can even grab Midnight Crow. So basically, if I have him and I ride my 8K, if I have second turn, this works really well. This works pretty much. This works better than anything else. If you have second turn, I ride my grade 1. I'll put him at the bottom of my deck and say I want to call a Cursed Breath out because I'm grade stuck. That gives me a chance of getting my grade 3 Mandalore. Or if I don't want to call him out, say I call out a Stealth Fiend Midnight Crow. I can call one of him out, counterblast 1 if I already took a damage because I went second, call another Midnight Crow out. AK, AK, AK. 3 AKs attacks. And if he gets the boost on Vanguard when he flips the damage, get rid of rear guards because he probably has some extra ones. So, that is basically my Murakumo deck. This is a super fun deck. Like I said, I really enjoy playing Mandalord. It's a super fun build. I like the fact that you can discard a grade 3 from hand to play it, and I really like the effect of the starter. You could actually run more than one Evil Ferret in the deck. It's actually good because it returns the card that you call out to your hand at the end, and you can always rewrite on top of it, like I said with the Stealth Breath. If you miss your grade 3 Vanguard, call him out, try to get him. If he doesn't let it hit, ride him next turn, try to get it again because he goes back to your hand anyway. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this deck profile. Like, comment, subscribe, and I want to hear your comments below about this deck. Alright, guys, thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Peace out.